Good morning, Sunshine Family. Just thought I would do a after rain tour, or should I call it in between the rain tour, to see exactly what it is that my garden is doing after we've gotten all this rain. I know it should be nothing but good things, but we'll see. Gonna start off today with my collard green trees. This is the purple collard green tree variety, and it is doing so well. Um, like I said in a previous video, I started it in this bucket because I don't know exactly where I want to plant it, but it's thriving and it's doing well. It even has a lot of new growth or baby greens growing down in the bottom of the bucket. Um, the stalk is getting nice and thick and healthy, and yeah, I'm just loving this variety right now. This is the green version of the tree, which is the Jolly Green Giant is what they call this one, and it's doing well as well. I'll just have it in a 5-gallon pot as well until I decide where I want to plant it. But both plants are doing very well. These are a few of my little trees. Mango tree. This is the Meyer lemon tree. I think that's the Meyer. Pretty sure that one is the Meyer. Yeah, there it is, the Meyer lemon. Bought that tree last year, and it actually died all the way out. Like, all I had left was these little bare branches right here and right here. And all of this green foliage just grew back this year. Grew back, and it looks nice and green and healthy as well. This is a ponderosa lemon that I just bought recently. When I bought the mango tree from Logi's, I went on ahead and just got this one too. Small, but it'll grow real fast. Another blueberry bush. And I was just walking through my yard, and I know y'all have seen on my videos before my peach tree. This peach tree was here when I bought this property, and it's a huge peach tree. Let me get back so you can see it all in its glory. But it's established. It's a peach tree. This has been pruned several times since I've been here. I cut it back every year, which is advice that I was given you should do. Try to keep the open center. I don't know if you can tell, you can see it right there, but this year so much greenery or foliage grew back, and we barely got any fruit this year. Last year it was loaded with fruit, which was one of the reasons why I cut back so much, because I didn't want the fruit weighing my branches down like it did the year before. This is an example right here, so low to the ground, and I've cut that back. But I got some dead branches in here, as you can see, that I have to go back and prune. I'm gonna do that before the green leaves, so I'll know which leaves are dead, and which branches are dead and which ones are not. But I don't know, I have to diagnose this tree because it's been here for quite some time. My home was built in 2011, so I think the life of a peach tree, of course, is forever, but it'll stop bearing so much fruit after like 10 or 11 years is what I read. But so far this year, this is what is happening. Let me see if I can show you. Got a little bit of fruit on here, but as you can see, it's just rotting. It's rotting. Look at that. I don't know what is going on with it, but it's just rotting. And I don't have a problem with birds here. I barely see birds in my trees. So we don't get any squirrels or any of that. We just don't. But that's that. I'm gonna have to diagnose this tree and see. All of you tree enthusiasts that are out there, if you can give me some advice on this peach tree. I was reading that sometimes you have to cut it down and just start over with a young tree. And I'm thinking that maybe that's what I have to do with this one. I'm not wanting to, because it's a beautiful, beautiful tree, as you can see. Beautiful tree. I don't want to have to do that, but if I do, then I do. But I want to plant as many fruit trees as I can, but I want them to fruit abundantly. So that that just defeats the process if it's not going. I mean, that just defeats the purpose if it's not going to fruit like I need it to. But this here is a young plum tree. I believe this one is a yellow plum, and it's just little. It's been here just a year, so it's doing pretty good for a year. This is my Musa banana. And you know, banana trees, they just keep coming back, and they'll drop their shoots and you'll get new trees from them. Like I'm getting down here at the bottom, like have 2 or 3 down there. And I really just planted, and here's another one. I just planted this one tree right here. But yeah, every year they come back, they get these new leaves that start out like that, and then it just opens up into one of these humongous leaves. But you know, you can use these for all kind of things, grilling and fertilizing. And I'm just waiting on my bananas though. Just being real. Okay, and over to the rest of my garden. Let me see if I can walk over here. Yeah, my property is a mess right now. I have so much room to plant things, but like I said, I'm going under a yard reconstruction, and in the process, I did not plant in my original garden space, which is here. It looks a mess right now, but that is my original garden space, and I will be prepping that for next year. Or I think it's going to be too late in the fall, but I'm thinking I'm just going to put a whole bunch of enclosed raised beds there. That would be my preference. Like you all know, I just had a knee surgery, and I'd rather be using raised beds in just an enclosed space where I only have to go to one space of my property to garden. But here is the tomatoes. This is that Golden Jubilee, and I'm not getting any flowers on the Golden Jubilee as of yet. They're growing tall, they've been pruned, but no flowering yet. This is the black carbone, or the Cherokee purple as some people call it, and as you see, it is starting to fruit. It's starting to fruit, giving me nice tomatoes. Got a couple of pepper plants that I threw in there, and they are starting to give me little baby peppers. This here is fruiting nicely. I got a few nice little clusters in here. It has tomatoes all over this plant, as you can see. Little ones, medium ones. Yeah, nice plant there. And that variety is just the cherry 100 or 1000, whichever one it is. I have another little black cherry tomato back there that is doing hardly anything. It was starting to look like it was going to die, have leaf curl, but I pruned it real nice, and now it's looking healthy, but it's still small. But it's starting to sprout out, and it's looking healthy again now, green after fertilizer day. This one here is starting to starting to fruit, as well as this one. And again, these are plants that I just kept the seeds from the store-bought tomatoes and started the seedlings inside and brought them outside. But as you see, they're growing so tall, they're starting to grow outside of the cage as well. This is just a little green garden that I started. They weren't doing too well at first. The bugs were eating them up, but they're starting to bounce back, starting to get a little healthy again. Just pinch off these yellow ones, and the green ones will grow back. Yep. Got a few onions up in there. And I have never done container gardening until this year, but I put a few things in some containers this year. This here is a watermelon. Um, Not sure if I put Sugar Baby in this one or if this one was just off of store-bought watermelons, but yeah, I think I put two plants in here. One, yeah, two plants in that one. And these here are some vine peach melons. A few of them came up. Same thing, another watermelon there. These here are my dwarf sugar peas. And these here are my purple whole peas. They're looking lush and pretty. I'm gonna have to start a trellis on these soon. Planted a few carrots here, but looks like only a couple of them came up, so maybe I'm gonna have to drop some more seeds. These are the radish that I decided to put in a grow bag, and they came up nicely. That's the gourmet blend of radish. Green beans, nothing yet, but a spider. Yeah, you're gonna have to leave out of my bucket. And lima beans, which again looks like only one of them sprouted. I'm gonna have to drop some more lima bean seeds. I don't know what that was. Sound like it just fell in my pool, but it was big, whatever it was. Okay, and this is the corn. I noticed this morning that I'm starting to get some heads in here. Woo, bug, get off of me. Yeah, starting to get some forming in there. It's nice, nice. Corn starting to get very tall, as you can see. It's getting up here on me, and I'm 5'6", so it's getting pretty tall. This is supposed to be my pepper garden. I got a couple of peppers here. These are the giant Marconi sweet peppers. I love sweet peppers. And I have some bell pepper and Tabasco peppers and other peppers that I dropped in here. And they're starting to pop on through. I need them to hurry up. I'm gonna have to take some of these marigolds out of here because they're starting to overtake this garden. This here in this bag is a few Tabasco peppers starting to come up. I got a few strawberries here in this topsy-turvy. Need to go ahead and harvest. And these here are those bite alpha, however you want to say it, cucumbers that I had moved out of my garden and put in a bucket. Yeah, they're starting to do well. Yeah, I learned a lot after I did the video on those. I learned that those are the cucumbers that just produce female flowers, which is a parconothynthic, something like that, variety, which means that they only produce female flowers, which is why they get the high yield of cucumbers. Which again, like I had said in the video, is the reason why they chose to grow that variety in greenhouses, because they wouldn't have to go by and self-pollinate those by hand. They would just do it all on their own and just keep producing and producing cucumbers until the vine died. Here are my squash. They're doing well. I got a few of them on stakes that I have to train to go up the stakes, but they're doing well. My zucchini over there as well. It's my okra starting to come on up. So those cucumbers that I planted, these are the ones that I replaced the bite alpha with, and they are the biggest ones in my garden now, and that's the straight 8 variety. Yep. My butternut squash is starting to grow up the trellis. And look at this old janky trellis that I made, y'all. I just made it out of some old fence wire, a roll of fence wire that we had laying on the property. And this here came from a umbrella that We've had like 3 or 4 of those umbrellas, and they always get torn up in the wind. So this time I didn't throw away the metal part. I just threw away the, top part, the mesh part that got messed up, and I kept them just for this purpose so I could try to make some trellises out of them. And it's working well so far. They're starting to climb on up the trellis. This one is about 3 feet long. This one is probably about 6. Yeah, about 6 feet long. But I think I did a good job. I'm gonna make a couple more, because I don't know whether y'all realize it, but trellising is expensive. Like, I went in the blue store yesterday and looked at some trellising, and like it starts at 20 bucks or so just for the like little plain trellising with just one row of, and it's not even very tall, and then they go all the way up until the hundreds just for some trellising. So I was like, I'm gonna make as many trellises as I can, and then whatever else I need I'll buy. But yeah, so I made those, and I'm gonna make a couple more, like I said. But yeah, that's it for that garden tour. Let me see how my tea garden is doing. I think I've seen a couple of things poking its head up when I looked around here yesterday. I don't know if y'all like me, but in the morning, before I have any kind of peace or solace, I have to come out to my garden and just see what's going on. So here's the bucket or container that I put the mint in, and as you see, a couple of seedlings are starting to come through. Let's see, saw that space that I have. I got to plant some other stuff in. But yeah, look at this. This is the African daisies. They're starting to peek their head through. Well, I was going to say nothing for the lavender, but as you can see that little bit right there, a little lavender coming through. Nothing for echinacea. Come on, echinacea. Chamomile. Wow. There's a whole bunch of little seedlings coming through on there. Yep. And look at that red roselle hibiscus. Doesn't even look like I planted these things at the same time. Look at that. These are showing out. They're not playing no games. They're like, yep, you planted us, we're coming through. And I'm waiting for you. Nothing on the nasturtiums. Nasturtiums always take their time. In my soil anyway. But that's it. I got to do a lot of pruning up here in my front yard landscape. Started doing a little bit yesterday. As you can see, started to weed, a lot of weeding, cleaning out some pots. My zinnias are doing good. Planted a whole lot of wildflowers in this bucket, but this stuff right here is just notorious. It's everywhere. It's a weed. Marigolds again taking over. And in this space here, I had a rosemary plant, and as you see, it got all big and bulky, and yeah, it had just about died. I had cut it back so much last year that it's just dead. It's just dried out. And it got humongous. The stalks on this thing is humongous. It's more like a tree than it is a plant, as you can see. So I went on ahead and just cut that one back. Look at that frog. So I bought another rosemary plant to start over. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. And y'all enjoy your day. Just wanted to show you the start of mine. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful. I love that. Sorry. Bought these little plants yesterday as well when I went to the blue box store. Thought they were beautiful. I'm gonna put those somewhere out here after I finish all this weeding, but they're called portulaca. Supposed to be real drought resistant and be able to withstand the heat. So we're gonna go with those. Okay, well that completes my morning tour today. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you in the next video.